Hi everybody, it's Michael Diamond here and we're back again with another joke shop video. And on this video we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a mystery joke box unboxing. And there we go, there's the box here, which I haven't opened at all yet. And I should say that I have to thank for this mystery box the lovely Graham at Dinsdale's of Hull. And if you guys don't know about Dinsdale's is probably one of the oldest, if not the oldest, joke shops in the UK. It's nearly 100 years old. It was opened in the 1930s. And if you ever go to Hull, I do advise you to drop into Dinsdale's, even if it's just to see the window, because the window is an attraction on its own. It's absolutely fantastic. It's filled with every possible joke and trick you could imagine, again going right back to the 1930s. And do pop inside and speak to Graham, who's absolutely fantastic, a wealth of knowledge on this sort of thing. And Dinsdale's don't only stock vintage jokes, but they do your modern jokes, they do fancy dress, they do magic tricks, they do everything. It's a fantastic place. So this box, basically, I just said to Graham, you know the type of stuff I like. I've bought vintage jokes off Graham before. So I've said, fill me a box with stuff. I don't want to know what's in it. And I'm going to unbox it live on video. So that's enough for me. We're going to crack on straight away and open up the box and see what's in there. So you're going to see something extremely rare now, which is me put my glasses on, which I don't do very often, but there we go. We've got the trusty scissors, so we're going to start at this side and just take some of this sellotape off. It's very well wrapped, this. And we'll go to the other side. And as I say, I have absolutely no idea whatsoever what's in this box. So you guys are going to be as surprised as I am. And we'll get rid of some of the packaging to start off with. And there's a little note from Graham here. Find enclosed assorted vintage jokes and novelties. So let's see what we've got in here. There's so much stuff in here. This may have to be a two-parter. I'm not even sure yet, but let's see what we've got. Okay, so first thing off the top there, we've got some of those evil eyes, glow in the dark. And I had some of these in the 1970s when I was a kid, obviously. And the first thing I used to do, the first act I ever did, was impressions rather than magic. And I actually had a set of these that I used to use for my David Bellamy impression. So it's nice to have a set of those back again. Now there's a random sweet here, which I have absolutely no idea what's in it, but there's no way on God's earth that I'm going to be eating that. But I'm actually squeezing that. It feels like there's a spring inside. It's spring loaded, I think. So maybe when you unwrap it, something springs out. I'm not going to unwrap that though. Yes, one of these. Who didn't have one of these back in the day? It's I think this one is a dog. Yeah, it's a little dog there. There's some of these. Plastic goofy teeth, and apparently they look lifelike in a dopey sort of way. There we go. One of the teeth's out. I might have to reattach that, but again, I don't want to open that at all, because half the thing with these jokes, as you all know, is the packaging. And if you just look at the artwork there on the packaging, it's absolutely fantastic. Will fit right in the mouth. Plastic goofy teeth. Okay, there's a plastic cracker. Need some plastic cheese to go with that. And a bandage finger. This is the one that's got the elastic in it, actually, so when you put it on your finger, it'll shoot off. There's something else in there as well. I don't know whether that's just packaging or whether that's the instructions for it. I will see if I can get that out, because I have no idea what that paper is in there. It shouldn't really be packaging, I don't think, because you need a bit of space for the elastic there, so you can put your finger in so you've got enough space for it to bounce out. So I don't know what's in there. Could be anything, could be a secret message. Slip the dummy on finger, making sure the tip of finger is pushing against the elastic. Dummy is kept in position by pressure of next finger. To make dummy jump off, release pressure of next finger smartly and the elastic will cause jump effect. So there you go. So it was the instructions for that. I've seen these packaged before as well. So I don't know whether these were ever sold, whether these were originally sold loose or they were packaged or whatever. Cut face, a plastifol joke. I used to have a lot of these things back in the 70s. Scars and everything else that plastifol used to make. And I think they were made in Hull as well. Yeah, they were made in Hull, plastifol jokes. Again, I love the packaging and the artwork there. Another, it's all about body parts, I think, so far. We've got a plastic eye with suction cup. And the directions on the back say, place on forehead for a real laugh. Can also be set on a whiskey glass. I don't quite get that. And I think this is one of the ones, the eye, it's one of those lenticular eyes. So if you can see that through the packaging, if you tip it back and forward, it looks like it's blinking. Again, I think I bought these several times in the 70s. Oh, where to start? I'm going to come back to those because I think I know what those are. What's this? There's an imitation ink blot, a very funny joke. Now, I have had one of these before as well. You can just see it through the packaging there, but that is old packaging. I think that must go back to the 30s, maybe 30s or 40s. That yeah, it's just an ink blot, and they're made of metal. These, I've had one of these before, but never in the original packaging like that. I say the packaging's really delicate, so I don't want to open that just at the moment. Yeah, those are a couple of things I'm going to save because, as I say, I think I know what those are. This is, I have no idea what this is. I can't see. It's I don't know what that is at all. I think it's the packaging looks like it's in French, and I don't know what's inside. Whether it's obviously something you stick. Is it a fake nosebleed? Actually, it's red and it's plastic. And looking at the guy's face on the packaging there, it looks like it could be a fake nosebleed of some sort. But again, the packaging is so delicate, I don't want to open that. Something I had, again, lots and lots of times, foaming sugar that you put inside there. Yeah, I don't think it ever worked for me when I tried this back in the day. It contains sugar, raising agent, sodium bicarbonate, citric acid, milk powder, glucose. Not suitable for under 5s though, so. There we go, some foaming sugar and some blackface soap there. This is a classic joke. This is like, if you would name your top 3 jokes, it'd have to be whoopee cushion, stink bombs, blackface soap, wouldn't it really? And again, look at that packaging there. Is this possibly the 60s or the 70s? And on the back there, gives a lovely jet black complexion. Quite harmless. Oh, it's an Ellisden's joke there. Still in its packaging, never been opened. Floating sugar. And I can feel that inside. I think it's so old it's disintegrated, but I think they were little cubes of foam. And that's what they feel like in there, but they feel like they've disintegrated. But again, look at the packaging there. Fantastic stuff. Oh, these are, I think these are, could I put these on? Will these work? I think they're a bit stiff, but these are, yeah, windscreen wipers for your glasses. Hilarious. Yeah, I've never seen a set of those before. Not like this. Oh, wow. Windscreen wipers for your glasses. Right, there's a few things in here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to show you on camera. I might have to cover them slightly, so we'll keep them towards the front of the box there. It's fun. Willy the Worm, sticky weird creature. I think this is a bit like the octopus or octopi that you used to get and you used to throw at the window and they used to crawl down. I think it's a version of that, made in Japan. Yes, it's one of those sticky creatures that you throw at the window. Again, another classic. This would have to be in the top 10 most famous jokes of all time, wouldn't it really? The nail through finger. Again, the packaging's great there, isn't it? And snappy chewing gum. That's probably the first joke I can ever remember buying when I was a kid. The snappy chewing gum. I have no idea. Is it a noisemaker of some sort? Is it a... Oh, yeah, it is. It's a... one of those things. I used to use one of these in my Punch and Judy show when the ghost appeared. That little strange thing. Yeah, I'm going to put that aside because I know what that is. A squirting nickel. Look at that. I'm obsessed with jokes that squirt things. The squirting nickel. In fact, I'll probably do a whole video on things that squirt. So that sounded terrible, didn't it? But jokes, novelty items that squirt. We'll do a whole episode on that. And again, I love it when you've got the instructions on the back like that. Like, you've no idea how to do it. Yeah. Squirting nickel. Oh, this is interesting. Look at that. It's the it's a Bible. It's a little... Oh, it's a Bible. I think you look inside it. You hold it up to the light. Yeah, it's a tiny weeny Bible. Look at that. And it's got a little viewing magnifier here. And you're not going to be able to pick this up, but if you hold it up to the light, it's got the Lord's Prayer written in it in tiny, tiny writing. And this reminds me of the type of things that the little people, the dwarves in the sideshow, used to sell from the stage. They used to sell mini Bibles and things like this. Anything miniature they used to sell. So that's quite an interesting thing. That goes quite well with my sideshow collection as well. Oh, another plastifol item here. Brownings Limited, made in Hull. And it's a small square chocolate biscuit. Again, you love the packaging there and the illustrations at the bottom. And okay, we've got a box of matches here, which I'm terrified to open. It's got the instructions on the back in French, which I failed miserably at school. So if I open it up, I think... Oh, they're plastic matches, so there's no way you're going to strike those. The striker on the side of the box isn't even real, but there's about a dozen or so in there. Plastic matches. I actually do remember these. I remember the joke shop in West Derby Village that I used to go to every Saturday. Used to have those. Okay, we are getting there. There's another plastic biscuit. Bakeland, it says on there. And we might be having to pause this one in a second and do it in a second half, because there's just absolutely so much stuff in here. There really is. There's piles of it. The magic petrified cigarette. Now, I did have these when I was a kid. My mum and dad were both really big smokers, so I had just about every cigarette joke you could get. The petrified cigarette is actually a really long but extremely thin piece of metal, and you'd place it down the cigarette, so as they were smoking, the ash wouldn't drop off. So they'd try to tip the ash in the ashtray and it wouldn't come off, so you ended up with like that much cigarette and then that much ash on it, because this thing inside the cigarette would be holding it on. Right, well, we're going to pause there because I can't believe I've done 15 minutes already. So we're going to pause there and we'll be back with part 2 of this video very shortly. So watch out for it. I'll see you then.